Welcome, everyone. My name is Andrei Scurtu, and I am the host and the intro and the MC of this marvelous training we're going to have tonight. I'm very happy to have next to us and our guest, the trainer tonight, Anna Nikolova. And I want to start by thanking her for this. My name is, as I said, my name is Andrei Scurtu. I am a member of JCI Bucharest and very honored to be the JCI MaR, Mongolian Academy in Romania, as chairperson for this year here in Bucharest, in Romania. This academy is just a branch of the Mongolian Academy, Training Academy, and we are very happy to be part of that. This is possible due to a twinning that took place in 2023 and a TTT program that took place in Bucharest in November in 2023 and will take place again in Bucharest in this July. And I'm just excited about it, and I hope I will see many of you there. Moving forward, I just want to tell you what is our aim as an organization. We want to enhance skills, train ourselves, and create development opportunities for more than 500,000 members of JCI, contributing to their transformation into global leaders and trainers. So that being said, I also want to thank to the person that made this training possible. Here with us, we have Cristina Cerga, who is EDC Skill Boosting Counselor, JCI Senator, and immediate past president of JCI Romania. Thank you for being here. I'm also happy to announce that this is our 7th online session of knowledge sharing, and it's been a blast and an opportunity for everyone involved. And we want to thank all the trainers and all the participants who have joined us so far. And I'm definitely sure that this tonight's session will also going to be great. But before we move forward, I would love to tell you a bit more about Anna, who is a very who we are very happy to have with us, and I have to admit she's a really great person and trainer, and I'm really sure we'll have a lot to learn from her. Anna is a longtime member of JCI, and she was national president of JCI Bulgaria in 2016. Then she was an EDC counselor in 2018, vice president assigned to Europe in 2020, EDC chair in 2022, and now she's a committee chair in JCI in 2024. So thank you for taking the time and being with us here to share the knowledge you have, Anna. So Anna, now you have the floor. Thank you for being here again, and please introduce us to the topic tonight.
First, thank you for the opportunity to train on this topic. It's a very, I would say, on-the-spot topic today, but also always. And we're grateful for this opportunity and invitation from Cristina. So I hope this training today you'll get something out of it. But let's go through the objectives. You already have read what we are going to talk about in the description of the training. And I also know that you also stated your expectations. So let's hope that we will manage to address them. First, starting with during this training, I hope you are going to understand core leadership principles. I know that most of you probably have some idea, but sometimes also repeating or maybe learning something new could be helpful. Also, we'll talk about recognizing and identifying crisis. So when you see something, it's not like, oh, we have a crisis, but you hopefully will be more able to identify it and face it in a better way. Also, to develop crisis management strategies, we'll share some examples and also encourage you to share your examples of what you have been doing during your experience with crisis in the past. Or maybe you've heard something. So I hope you also share know-how with the participants. Also to apply knowledge through interactive activities. So we'll have some activities that probably will help you also to think more about the different topics that we're going to tackle. And we also, I also hope that you will have the opportunity to enhance collaborative learning and sharing. As mentioned, please be actively involved, either posting some comments in the chat or also in the discussions, because it's important also to share your knowledge. So to not to wait too much for the content itself, let's start talking about leadership fundamentals. Since we are talking about leadership and crisis management, it's good to talk a bit about leadership. I'm sure that you have faced this topic very often since we are a leadership organization, but still sometimes it's good to remind us what is leadership all about. Basically, there are a lot of definitions, so there is no one right or the best definition. I will share one of them, which resonates with me the best. Basically, for me, I would say that leadership is the ability to guide, to inspire, influence others, to achieve common goal. This is a very crucial. It's not just about making decisions, but also about empowering your team, the members of your organization, the members of your company, if you're also a manager, to navigate through challenges and reach their full potential. Leadership is the process of guiding and directing a group or team towards achieving a common goal. It involves setting a vision, aligning people with that vision, and motivating them to overcome obstacles and achieve objectives. Leadership is also the process of guiding and directing the group that you're working with. It's not just about holding a position of authority. It's also about influencing and inspiring others to perform at their best. So effective leaders use their influence basically to create a positive and productive environment for the team they're working with or people around them in general. So this environment can create members that feel valued and motivated. Leaders are responsible for making strategic decisions that affect the organization, the direction of the organization, the direction of the team that where is working. This includes identifying different opportunities that are out there, addressing challenges that are appearing on the horizon, and making informed choices that align with the overall vision and goals of the organization, or if it's a small team. The importance of leadership had a lot of dimensions, but in the context of our training today, it's very crucial that effective leadership is critical, particularly during crisis, as it provides direction, instills confidence in the leader itself, but also in the teams, and ensures that the team remains cohesive and focused on what they want to achieve, on the vision and the goals of their whatever they're doing. So keeping that in mind, I think let's think about what are the how to say the threats of the leadership, especially the effective leaders. So I will share with you some key traits of effective leaders. Probably you have seen some of them throughout the years, having different trainings, or maybe you will recognize yourself in some of them, hopefully. First is visionary thinking. It's a very crucial for an effective leader to have a vision. And effective leaders possess a clear and compelling vision that for the future of their team and the organization they're part of. They can see the big picture out there and set ambitious long-term goals. That what's more, visionary leaders are adaptable, which means that they're willing also to adjust their vision according to different circumstances, according to some changes in the environment, also some recommendations from the team itself. Sometimes it's also happening this way. Effective leaders have great communication skills. They excel in communication. They convey their vision, expectations, and feedback with clarity and precision. But it's not only that. They also actively listen to people about their ideas, their challenges, their concerns. So it's very important to have this two-way communication, which fosters transparency and trust among the team members, which can ensure that everyone feels heard and valued within the team. Another trait is decisiveness. In times of uncertainty and crisis, especially decisiveness, though, which means making a decision, especially difficult decisions, is very crucial. Effective leaders make tough decisions swiftly and with confidence. So they have to really feel confident about their decision, no matter the consequences sometimes. They weigh the options that are out there, consider the potential consequences, and take the decision how to act without delay. It's very crucial not to hesitate, but to act right away. This ability to make timely decisions helps to maintain the momentum and provides the team with clear direction. Because sometimes if you delay, also it affects the team feeling where we are going, what we are doing, and especially in crisis. Next is empathy. This is a cornerstone of strong leadership and effective leadership. Understanding and being sensitive to the emotions and also perspectives of different team members is crucial for building trust and loyalty within the team. Empathetic leaders show their genuinely, it's very important, genuinely care about their teammates, their well-being. This creates a supportive and inclusive environment where the individual member of the team feel respected and motivated to contribute to their best. So they feel that they are valued and whatever they're doing is valued within the team and organization. And lastly is resilience. Resilience enables leaders to remain strong and composed under pressure, especially during crisis and difficult situations. Resilient leaders recover quickly from setbacks. I'm not saying it's easy, but usually they know how to do it. They learn from failures, either their failures or other failures that they have seen, and maintain a positive and proactive attitude towards challenges and also opportunities. They inspire their team members to stay focused on and motivated on the goals of where they're going, even when facing some great challenges. This demonstrates that their perseverance and positive mindset can overcome different challenges, adversities, and uncertainty as well. So these are like the key traits of effective leaders, which I hope you see and resonate either of all to all of them, or at least some of them. If you feel like you have to improve some of those traits, don't hesitate. It's here where we learn in JCI. We learn how to become better leaders, how to become more effective leaders. And this is why we are a member of this organization. So don't think that you're not good enough. You will become when you're actively involved in whatever is happening in the organization. Just to give you some example, probably you have a lot of examples around you, not only within JCI, but also around the world. This is one example that for me, it's a very good and straightforward example of an effective leader. It's Jacinda Ardern, probably you know who she is. And her leadership during COVID-19 pandemic. This is Jacinda, and as you know, hopefully, I think that she already decided to leave, but Prime Minister of New Zealand. And her approach during the pandemic highlights several key leadership traits that we can all learn from. I already mentioned some of them. It's empathy, clear communication, and decisive action. She clearly showed showed the compassion about the citizens of New Zealand. And she acknowledged that the difficulties people were facing and offered reassurance, and demonstrating that she truly understood and cared about her citizens and their challenges and struggles during pandemic. This empathy helped build trust and sense of solidarity among the population of New Zealand. And it was very well spread around the world how this really helped the country. Clear communication throughout the pandemic. She provided the regular updates and clear guidance what's happening. Her transparency ensured that the public was well informed about what is happening, what are the measures, why they are needed, what could be the consequences, etc., etc. This clearly helped maintain public trust and compliance with the health measures, something that didn't happen in many countries. And decisiveness was also very strong there, especially making bold decisions to implement lockdowns and other measures to control the spread of the pandemic. She obviously and very often prioritized public health over short-term economic concerns. Of course, she also knows her country very well, demonstrating that her commitment to protect lives is a priority. So her decisive actions were crucial in controlling the spread of COVID-19 in New Zealand. Her leadership during COVID is not only helped New Zealand to manage the crisis effectively, but also set a global example of how empathic and decisive leadership can lead to positive outcomes during challenging times that we all face. Her approach shows us the importance of contributing compassion with clear communication and swift decisions that combined together, they create a strong leadership and also trust and belief in the leaders of the organization, in this case, in a country. Probably you also have some examples for you that you admire, some people that you follow. We can learn a lot from them. So it's very important to look for this kind of people and to learn what they are doing and to see how we can also do something similar in terms of crisis, especially. So here is the first exercise that we are going to do. I will ask Andrei to share also a link. This is a Mentimeter, so you can either scan the code, hopefully you can, or click on the link. And while you're doing, I will prepare the presentation. I will change also my screen. Let's see. Yes, so first question is, how do you rate your communication skills in high pressure situations? Okay, I see already 11 people answered, and I would say that we are going to the average. So people are, let's say, assessing their communication skills in high pressure situations as average, which is of this is that effective communication ensures that everyone understands their roles and responsibilities, which are crucial during high pressure situations to avoid confusions and mistakes. Some tips that you can keep in mind when you're putting in such situations and can improve your communication skills is first to stay calm. You can practice some deep breathing or mindfulness techniques to stay calm and composed. This is very crucial when you're put in such kind of situations. So don't underestimate it. Second, needs to be clear and concise. So focus on delivering clear and concise message to your team members, also to the community, different stakeholders, to avoid misunderstandings, because sometimes misunderstandings can create another crisis or another challenge. Also ensure that you listen to your team members' feedback and concerns and address them effectively. And sometimes they also can give you some good ways how you can improve the communication or something else that is related to that. It could be also a good thing to simulate high pressure scenarios to practice and improve your communication skills, as we do when we are doing some physical exercises, preparing for some sport competition. We practice. It's the same also here. Could be you can practice some scenarios, what you can do, and also have like prepared some scenarios beforehand in terms of communication in different occasions that could appear. Okay, that's good. Let's go with the next one. Hopefully it will come. How often do you seek feedback from your team? We have like some diversity here. Rarely, sometimes, often, always. I see actually more people were coming to often and always, which is very good. Because regular feedback helps leaders to understand team dynamics, to identify areas for improvement and maintain and make informed decisions. So it's very crucial to seek for feedback from the team members, but not only, it could be also some external people that can also observe and give you some feedback. Some tips how to do it is to create a feedback culture. Which means that you encourage an open and honest feedback culture within your team. So people will anticipate, will be allowed to give a feedback whatever they want, or you can have also some process how this can be done. Also good to have regular check-ins, to schedule regular one-to-one meetings and ask for feedback from some members of the team, because not everybody's open to like express their concerns and give their feedback openly, but one-to-one could work. And in case there are some people that are not so open to share directly, you can also create some surveys, anonymous surveys, I mean, so people can provide their feedback without saying who they are, but this can also help for them to express their thoughts and concerns. And it's very crucial here to act on feedback. So not only to collect it, but also show that you value feedback by making changes, relevant changes, of course, based on the feedback that you got. So it's very crucial also here. So next one. Okay, how confident are you making quick decisions under pressure? Okay, that's good that I see people like in more on the being confident, moderately to extremely, which is good. Quick decisions making is essential during crisis to maintain momentum and address issues promptly, as I also shared before. So some things that you can do in order to address this is to gather information quickly. If there's some challenge, if there's something going on, so develop a process to gather necessary information swiftly from different stakeholders, different resources. But it's good also to have beforehand some ideas where you can get some information about the challenge that you're facing. Rely on your experience and especially instinct. Sometimes the instinct can help you also to make some decisions, especially quick decisions. Seek input from trusted team members or advisors. Maybe you don't know the answers of everything. It's the case for most of us. So good thing is for you to ask some people who maybe have more knowledge, more experience. So be open about that and seek for these advices. And also very important is to reflect on the decisions that you make and to learn and improve for the future situations. Because otherwise you can do the same, you can face the same challenge and you have to restart how you're addressing this challenge. Okay, let's hold this. Okay, next question is, how do you handle team members' emotional needs during crisis? I already mentioned a bit, but addressing emotional needs helps maintain the team morale and productivity especially during the challenging times. So I see that some people need to improve that part, but I know it's very difficult because it also depends how you are emotionally, how you express yourself emotionally. Some practical tips that I can give you for this is very important to acknowledge that team members' feelings and provide support, either you directly or find any external support that can help them. Also encourage team members to express their concerns and emotions. So be open, provide an environment that they can share this either with you or with someone else. Offer resources such as counseling and mental health support. It could be also done beforehand, so you already know where in this situation you can send them or forward them for this. And very crucial is also to make yourself available to talk and provide reassurance. Maybe you're not an expert for some emotional topics, but to show that you're there for them so they can share that they have some concerns. And then if you can help, you can forward it to some experts. How effectively do you convey your vision to your team? I'm curious to see. Okay, I see some people very effectively, moderately. Oh, some extremely. That's amazing. I want to learn how do you do that. Okay. So we have, like, I would say the majority in very effectively, which is nice, and moderately. Okay. As mentioned, clear vision helps align the team's efforts and ensures everyone is working towards the same goal. So it's very crucial to really communicate with the team. Some Some ways you can do that is first to ensure your vision is clear, specific, and achievable. So not like you have really to create your vision that answers this. Also to regularly communicate your vision and how each team member contributed. It's not because it's not only your vision, it's the team vision, it's the organizational vision. So it's very important to show the team members that they also contributed. Sometimes it's also good to use some visual aids and like charts and presentations to illustrate the vision, because some people are very visual. So if you create some visuals for that, they also can reflect, they can keep thinking about it, and this can help them to work toward it. And very important is to involve team members in shaping and refining the vision. Maybe sometimes this needs to be changed, and involving them is crucial in order to make them feeling being part of it. How resilient are you when facing setbacks and challenges? Very resilient. Wow, cool. Of course, JCI members. But indeed, resilience could mean also anything, but this is a general how you perceive yourself. The resilience helps leaders, as mentioned, to stay focused and maintain morale within crisis and challenging times. So a few things that you can do also to improve this is to focus on solutions rather than problems. It's very crucial. Don't think, oh, we have problems, but actually think that there are some solutions for those problems, and focus on them, focus on finding them, focus on implementing those solutions. Reflect on setbacks and understood what went wrong and how to improve as well, because sometimes maybe some things didn't go well, so it's good also to reflect on that. You can also create a support network of colleagues and mentors that can help you with that, because sometimes it's good just to have someone to tell you can do it or give you some ideas how to do it. And very important, because we already discussed, like, to think about the others and the teams and their emotions, but also practice self-care to maintain your physical and mental health. It's very crucial, especially in order to maintain resilience during challenging times and in general in life. Next question. How often do you encourage and support innovation within your team? Always. Amazing. There's sometimes often, but always good. Innovation is driving to the future, but also it drives to growth and helps team to adapt to different circumstances as well. It's very crucial in order to keep this is to encourage team members to take risks without fear or failure. Something that I think we do very well in JCI. We create this environment people can try out and do things, and maybe if they're doing them well, they can implement later on their life or their work, etc. Also, it's very important to allocate time and resources for innovations. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have some nice ideas, but if we really want to see if they work and support your team members, put some resources. It's not only about money, it could be different things. Also celebrate and reward innovative ideas and solutions. People will feel good about it. And promote a culture of continuous learning and improvement. This is also related to innovation, because even in case some team members have totally different things that they're doing, by improving, by learning more, they maybe will provide some really great ideas for the team. How well do you manage conflicts within your team? Okay, adequately, well, very well. So, okay. So you have some already knowledge about how to tackle this. This is a very, usually it's a very difficult topic. You can have like a whole master degree in conflict management. Well, there is actually. Effective conflict management prevents disruptions and maintains a positive team environment. So first thing is that can help is to address the conflict as early as possible. Don't let them prolong to get bigger, address them as soon as they arise or as soon as you can see that there's a conflict. Listen to all sides, so not only one person or one side, but everybody who is involved in this conflict one way or another. Find common ground, focus on finding mutual beneficial solutions as much as this is possible. And also something that can help is to have a clear policies and procedures for handling conflicts. Probably you can't do for every case, but if you have like for some general cases, it will be even easier. Some of the conflict, the stakeholders in the conflict, they can self-manage the conflict, and if you have this. Okay. How transparent are you with your team about organizational challenges and changes? Basically, how open you're sharing there are some problems and challenges. Okay, slightly, moderately. Okay, we have like a diversity here. Okay, transparency, as already mentioned, builds trust and helps team to understand the reasons for some decisions and maybe some changes. So one thing very important is to be honest, communicate openly about the different code challenges and changes that are there. It's very important also to provide a context. So explain the reasons behind decision and how they impact the team. Because sometimes they will misunderstand the reasons. It's very important to communicate what are the reasons. Keep team informed with regular updates. So not like wait 1 month, for example, if there's some problem, but even there is a very small update or something that you will just say again, it's better to do it because people will feel that you care about them and you care about them being informed. And also create an environment where the team members feel comfortable to ask questions, because some questions can also help you to find the solution. And last question. How often do you recognize and celebrate your team members' achievements? Okay, I see a lot of people do it always. That's a great, I think it's crucial because as mentioned, this boosts morale, this boosts the motivation and engagement of team members, which very often leads to higher productivity. There's a lot of research about that. Some things that you can do, and I see you maybe are already doing, is to recognize achievements in team meetings or company newsletters or some like public recognition. You can also do some personalized prize, and you can create a reward program within your organization, and also to celebrate milestones, not only a particular achievement of a person, but the milestones within the company, and then to announce the contribution of each team member for that. Okay, that's great. Let's continue with the next part. Okay, let's go to the second topic that we'll have, like leading. We already discussed a lot about the crisis and stuff related to that. But very important, there are different ways to how to say divide crisis. It's not exactly divide, but to identify them. There, I would say one way to do it is like you have type of crisis which are internal crisis. Could be organizational restructuring. So you're making some changes within your organization, which is leading to layoffs and role changes, and also change of strategic direction. So this also can create some challenges. Financial instability. This is a crisis that can lead to not enough funds, not being able to find some sponsors for events, etc., etc. Could be also leadership changes related to the first that I mentioned. So this could create, how to say, some problems with the implementation of plans and strategies, because it will be very difficult to communicate them with some changes in leadership. Internal conflicts, we already discussed this previously, that can create a lot of crises within the organization. Cybersecurity breaches, even though this is more relevant to commercial organizations, could be also relevant for nonprofit organizations. And we very often actually underestimate this, especially when NGOs are not very, how to say, not thinking well about for GDPR, for example, or sharing too much personal information between members and different stakeholders, even though they are not allowed to do it. So think also about these things that can create some challenges and crises within the organization when you are working, when we are sharing information. External crisis that affects your work as a leader, your team, and organization could be, for example, economic downturns. Economic crisis and challenges always affects the organization, no matter whatever the organizations they are. Natural disasters, they can have a different effect on the organization. For example, there were some delays in implementation, there's some delays in delivering something. It could be anything. Regularity changes, they always have an effect on the organization, no matter what's the organization, especially if it's related to their area of work. For example, new laws requiring expensive compliance measures for some organizations. So this can create some challenges and crises because maybe you don't have funds, you don't have the resources, etc. Public relation issues could be some scandals or negatively public harming that brands the image of your organization. This is something that is going outside of the organization and affects the organization. This also can, with respect to nonprofit organizations, could be related to some political relation or something of members of the organization. So we have to keep this in mind as well. And pandemics. I think we all know how this can affect, what crisis can this bring to the organization and a person. So these are like some examples of types of crises that we face or could face, and it's very important to consider them and also think how they affect the organization, either internal or internally the organization, or coming from external to internal. It's because on the internal, maybe you'll have more means to address. For the external, maybe you'll need extra resources, extra support, or you have just to make some changes in order to address those kind of crises. I will share quickly one example that maybe you know about Boeing 737 MAX crisis. Basically, this crisis was a significant event in that was a combination of technical failure of an aircraft, one particular model, and a management decision failure. To keep it in short, there are some system integration in this particular model of Boeing, which controls system designed to prevent aircraft from stealing. So, like basically how they fly. You can see also the picture shows what is the effect of this technical challenge. So the effect of this was actually there were two flight crashes, land air flight, and the other one was with the Ethiopian Airlines, where the system malfunctioned and repeatedly forcing the planes to into nose dives, and pilots could not contract. So the pilots didn't have any way to address this. Management decision problems that the organization faced was lack of training. Boeing initially decided that pilots did not need extensive training on the new system, believing it will be perfect and will work seamlessly with minimal pilot intervention. So the pilots weren't actually ready to do anything about this problem. There were some significant shortcomings in the certification process for this model, with much of the safety assessment delegated to Boeing. So they didn't actually assess the safety of the aircraft. And something related to the corporate culture was that there was some internal pressure within the company to quickly bring the new model to the market, because they were competing with Airbus, and this led to a rush development and not very well implemented safety evaluations. The impact was reputational damages related to the company, which was significant loss of public trust and Boeing's reputation for safety was almost crushed after this case. This crisis attracted a lot of extensive media coverage, highlighting the different technical flaws, and predicted actually corporate negligence in safety, which is crucial for aircraft building company. And with relation to the operational disruptions, following the crashes, aviation authorities worldwide grounded all models of these aircraft, leading to substantial operational disruptions for airlines that use these planes. Financial losses, you can imagine there was a financial losses due to orders cancellations, compensations to airlines, costs associated with fixing the system, a lot. And also the Boeing encountered intense scrutiny from regulatory bodies, for lawmakers and the public, leading to ongoing investigation and legal challenges. This was really a big challenge, big crisis for Boeing. And some key lessons learned, like keep in mind to have comprehensive trainings on everything that you're doing in the organization. In this case, training of the pilots. No matter the system is automatic, they have to be trained to understand it, and also to be able to address if there are some challenges. Do a thorough testing and certification. In this case, of course, not for every organization this is applicable, but it's applicable in a certain levels. So writers testing and thorough regulatory oversight are essential to ensure, in this case, aircraft safety and transparency and communication. This was a very big issue actually for the company, because they weren't so transparent and with communicating with different stakeholders, which led actually to more and more deepening the crisis. So transparent communication with regulators, airlines, the public is crucial. This is just one example. There are like plenty of those examples and that you can come across. The reason to share this example is to think that it doesn't matter if you're a big or small organizations, crises can appear from everywhere, especially in this case for the key activity of the organization. So they are usually focused on making this the best way, but one bad decision can create a big crisis for the company. Some early warning signs that you can think about when talking about crisis. Of course, sometimes you maybe will not be able to see the signs, but it's good to keep in mind that there are some signs that can help you to have a red flag, or this could be to become some big crisis. Here again, I put them in as an internal or external. We'll go first with the internal signs that you can keep in mind within your organization. First could be decreased productivity, a noticeable drop in employee output or efficiency can indicate underlying issues within the organization. What you can do: conduct regular performance reviews and identify barriers to productivity. Implement targeted training and support where needed. So keep in mind that that you have some targets, that you have some also KPIs that you are following. Check them regularly if you are there, if there are some big deviations in that. Next is high turnover rates, which is related to the members of the organization. An increasing number of employees, or in case of JCI of members leaving the organization, may suggest dissatisfaction or deeper systematic problems in the organization. So one thing that you can do is to improve employee engagement through surveys, enhance workplace culture. You can offer competitive benefits and develop retention strategies. This also is applicable for a nonprofit organization. Think about how to create a culture people will be willing to be part of this organization, to showcase what benefits they have being part of this organization. Next is frequent conflict. Sometimes they are a very good sign that there is some crisis in the organization. Regular disagreements or disputes among members can reflect poor communication, leadership issues, or some toxic environment within the organization. So implementing conflict resolution training even beforehand, not when you see that there is a problem. To create clear communication channels and establish a maybe mediation process can help you facing this early sign, and not that will not get to some bigger crisis. Budget overruns. Consistently exceeding budget allocations can be a very strong red flag for financial mismanagement or unexpected challenges that impact the operations, the activities that you have in the organization. To establish a straightened budget control, so some controls elements of the budgets, conduct regular financial audits, and implement cost-saving measures could help. Because so don't underestimate if you have some problems with the budget, because sometimes this is something that people think, oh, we'll find a way, but the way is coming as a crisis. Frequent IT security alerts already mentioned. Maybe we don't have this much in non-profit organizations, but could happen. So if there are some repeated alerts about potential security breaches, may point to vulnerabilities in the company's IT infrastructure. So it's good to maybe invest in some good cyber security, cyber infrastructure, to conduct regular security trainings for IT related topics for the members of the organization, and implement strict data protection policies. Don't underestimate all these things that you can do beforehand, because that can help you not to get into a bigger crisis later on. External crisis could be negative media coverage. For example, there is unfavorable news reports that can damage companies' reputation and indicate underlying problems. One thing that you can do is to develop a proactive public relations strategy, engage in transparent communication, and address issues directly with stakeholders. Not to use like, oh, we'll write to this newspaper to tell them that what they said is not correct, but actually write to the people who are related to this news, and try to figure it out with them. What is the challenge? What is the problem, if possible, of course. Changing regulations. This is something that I already mentioned also before, that sometimes changing regulations can affect your organization. So really follow this. I know that sometimes it's difficult to really follow all the regulations, everything that's going on. So one thing that you can do is actually to join some kind of associations and different umbrella organizations, etc., that they follow this. So they will inform you if there's something related to you, that some upcoming legislation that is there, some regulations that you have to keep in mind. Maybe it's good to check if it's relevant for you. So being part of those kind of organizations can help you. Economic indicators. This means that there are some economic downturns or fluctuations that can affect consumer spending and business revenue. For example, there's some economic crisis, and these probably will affect how much people spend on going to events, buying stuff. So you have to keep in mind how this will affect your organization and what you can do in order to address it. One thing that you can do is to diversify the incoming streams. Build some reserves on the financial perspective of your organization, because this can help you during the period that there's those kind of challenges to maintain being still on the market, or if you're a non-profit organization, still to function as an organization. Natural disasters alerts always affects any organization, so it's good to follow that and also assess how this can affect your organization. For example, there will be some big thunderstorm or something, there is some warning about it, and you're planning a big open event. So think about how you're going to address it beforehand, and not going to the event and everything is just a total mess. It's good to check these signs and think about what measures you can take. And shifts in customer behavior. This could be changes in customer preferences or purchasing patterns. It's especially relevant to corporate organizations. This could be a sign for declining satisfaction of what you're offering, or emerging market trends that needs to be addressed. So one way is, again, getting back to being part of some organizations that is following those things and delivering this information, but you also can conduct some researches to understand your customers in cases of JCI members or participants in projects and events, to understand what they want, what they need, what are the current trends. This can help you also not to work too much in some projects and programs and events that nobody will be interested, because it can create also some crisis. Members won't be happy about what they are doing because nobody's attending events, for example. These are a few things that you can consider. We are quite ahead of time. Sorry, not ahead of time, but the opposite. But I still want to do one exercise with you. But won't be this one because I didn't want to take too much of your time. So what I want also, not me talking all the time. Sorry. So I will share also some ideas, how I already shared some of them, about leading in crisis. There are some ways you as a leaders, being part of organization, such as JCI, being part of some corporation in a management level or an owner of organization, even if you're like some freelancer, also can think about all these things, because crisis could be also in smaller teams. Some things that you can consider while facing a crisis as a leader is, first thing is decision making under pressure. Some things that you can do if you have to you have to do a decision while you're in a very strong pressure. Different kinds of pressure can be. It's two. First, to prioritize tasks. In crisis, not all tasks are of equal importance. Start by identifying the most critical issues that needs immediate attention. Prioritizing helps ensure that key tasks are addressed promptly, preventing the situation from worsening. One example could be to use a triangle approach similar to emergency services, where the most urgent tasks are handled first, and then you're working before finishing them, you are not going to work on the other tasks. Another thing that you have to consider is to seek input from trusted advisors. Don't make the decisions into isolation. Consult with trusted advisors or team members who can provide different perspectives and expertise. This collaborative approach can lead to more informed and balanced decision, and maybe better decisions, because you're also putting some more knowledge and some more ideas into consideration. One example how to do that is maybe to establish a crisis response team that is consistent from with members from different departments if you're working in a big companies, or with different expertise if you're a smaller team, to provide comprehensive insights. And the last thing is to, well, not last, but my last example is remain flexible. Flexibility is key in everything, but especially during crisis, because the situation can change rapidly. I think we already experienced this with the pandemic. We thought it will be 1 month, and it happens to be a lot longer. So we have to really change some plans and being flexible. So be prepared to adapt your decisions and strategies as new information becomes available. For example, develop contingency plans that allow for quick adjustments and circumstances evolve, which means have some ideas how can address different problems and crises that you have already mentioned that before as well. How to maintain team morale? A lot of ways, but a few things that you already mentioned is transparent communication. Really, don't estimate that. Be transparent, even if you have to announce something very bad, something that people won't like, do it, because if they learn from someone else, it won't help at all. Provide support. It could be different kinds of support, but especially emotional support for people, especially those who are directly affected of different crises that are happening. For example, you have to cut the number of employees. So maybe you can help team members to find another job, or to help them how they can face this. And recognize efforts. Acknowledging and appreciate the hard work and contributions to your team members is crucial. Recognition boosts morale, encourages continued effort and dedication. Implement a recognition program, as I mentioned, highlight achievements, Especially during crisis, this can help a lot. And communication strategies that you can use: regular updates, already mentioned. Share updates regularly, even small or big. Be regular in the updates that you're giving to your team members. Use daily or weekly emails, updates, team meetings, and internal bulletins to provide information. Honest messaging. Be honest about the challenges and uncertainties that are there, while also being empathetic to how the crisis affects your team and the stakeholders. Empathy in communication builds trust and fosters a supportive environment. For example, you can use a tone that acknowledges the difficulties faced by all the team members while providing reassurance and support. So saying that we have challenges, but we're also working on facing them, for example. And use of multiple channels. It's very crucial to utilize various communication channels to ensure that your message is reaching everyone effectively. Because different people prefer different ways of communications, different channels of communication. So it's good to combine emails. Maybe you can have also video calls. You can post in chats, and you can provide some other ways of communication. I know sometimes it asks for more effort from your side, but actually the effect will be greater and people will feel better if you do that for them. Before asking you to share some of your experience, because I already can't talk much, I want to share two things that we faced in our organization. I see some people from JCI Bulgaria that maybe will acknowledge and remember this challenge that we had. This is something related to the post-COVID. Because we always talk about how COVID affected us, but actually in my national organization, and specifically one local organization, we have some challenges after COVID, because we did very well actually during COVID. I would say we had a lot of online events, even projects and stuff. But what happened after COVID was that for some reason, one of the local organizations didn't have any project or one project during the whole year, which was like, what's happening? I mean, everything is open. Why we have these challenges? And what we figured out actually was that there's some resistance to in-person meetings, and which members had become so accustomed to the convincing of online meetings. So they were happy to have online meetings. So which also creates some problem with the team feeling, also the collaboration between members. So what we did is like started to implement hybrid meetings, having one meeting online, one meeting in person during the month, and trying to find a way how people appreciate more being in person and meeting in person. Because when people are in person, they create better connection, better bonding, and also being more able to work together and create projects. And the second thing, which was actually very crucial for us as an organization to figure out, especially that we had some members that joined the organization during COVID. So they didn't have any experience in implementing in-person events and projects. So they didn't know how to do it. They were pretty fine in doing online, but when we have to organize something in person, they didn't even know how to book a place for an event, for example. So what we had to do is actually to teach them how to do it. First was them to join some other more experienced members who already did it before COVID, to join them, to go through all the steps, how to organize this. Second thing was to provide some training, particularly for event management, team management, project management, etc. So for them, like to really to educate them how to do this. And another key point was also to let them do something, which could be like first organize something smaller and then to go with something bigger. And I can see the effect already, because we already have like more activities in this local organization, and hopefully they will become more. I assume that some of you also face this.
Thank you, Anna, for this amazing and very insightful presentation. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. Anna, it seems to be at the moment that I'm in an organization that is facing multiple crises, and sadly, I am not the person to take the decisions. What should I do?
That's a very good question. Well, it's of course it's also the environment of the organization, if it's open to have let's say to get some suggestions. But also, and there is one term, proactive leadership, which means even though you're not in a leadership position, because leadership is not a position, as I already mentioned, it's a behavior, it's a way of doing things. So what proactive leadership means, actually, to go there and offer your knowledge, your ideas about facing the crisis to the people who can make the decision. Because not always they know that they can ask for input from the members, or so you can do that and be proactive and provide your solution. Maybe they will listen to you. I can't really say, but usually it helps.
I'll try that. Thank you for sharing. I think this would be for the session tonight. But before we move on, I have a very important announcement to make. I want to give you a broad overview of what's happening in Bucharest between 15th and 20th of July. We are having the second edition of the TTT program we are hosting here in Bucharest with the help of our friends from Mongolia, our dear trainers and friends from Mongolia. So I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to join us and come to Bucharest to develop themselves and their skills, not only as a trainer, but also as a human being. I have to admit, I am very grateful to this opportunity because not only it gave me the opportunity to lead the training, the academy in Romania, but it also gave me the opportunity to grow as a person. So in that context, I invite you all to go to JCI training.ro and maybe take a look at all the opportunities you could benefit from. We will more than welcome you to Bucharest in July, so see you there.